My name is Ed Halloran. In honor of the month of March being a recognition of women who have quietly made a contribution to the lives of others, I'd like to say a few words about a very special woman in my life, my mother. Katherine Josephine Reilly was born in a small cottage in Ballinamore, County Leitrim, Ireland, on June 28, 1896. Of very humble beginnings, Katherine learned at an early age the necessity and the value of hard work and the meaning of the word provision. Living on a farm, her family's livelihood and survival depended on the interdependence of each member of the household. A typical day consisted of milking the cows, fetching water from a nearby stream, working the fields for potatoes and other life-sustaining crops, which would carry the family through the harsh winter months in a cottage which was heated by turf, which also had to be dug from nearby peat bog. As a young child, my mother carried a greater burden of responsibility than did her younger siblings, and learned to make sacrifices when asked to do so. She assumed the role of surrogate mother when her own mother had to travel alone to America in order to help pay for growing expenses back home. At an early age, she learned the importance of caring for those in need, a concept which she would retain and an action she would demonstrate over and over for the rest of her life. At the age of 19, she stepped aboard the SS Cymric and set her sights on the new world of America, where she would eventually meet my father, who, like her, had also assumed the role of surrogate parent to his younger siblings when his father, Michael O'Halloran, a blacksmith from County Kerry, died at an early age. My mother's hard-scrabbled past equipped her for the stock market crash in 1929 and the Great Depression. Along with my father, my mother's earlier experiences in domestic frugality would prove to ensure my family's sustenance and provide for our security. I'd like to share a few of my recollections of her versatility. She made a yellow soap from saved grease and lye, which she used as a clothes detergent. She made ice cream using a wooden pail and a swivel handle, and grape jam sealed with melted wax covers, and Concord ale as well as homemade root beer, which she bottled and stored in the pantry cupboard. In Emerson's words, my mother was a self-reliant woman. On our fall excursions to the potato fields of South County, she would haul out the burlap sacks that she had made on the treadle Singer sewing machine, which occupied its reserved spot in our small kitchen. There, in the fresh-smelling fall air, with a tinge of newly turned soil, we would tread behind the reaping machines, picking overlooked potatoes left in their wake. After filling 3 or 4 sacks, we would rest under the surrounding maple trees, enjoying thermoses of hot coffee and bologna sandwiches that she had prepared. Such experiences surely must have brought her back to those far-reaching memories of her childhood in Ireland. She made our school clothes, including those loud swoosh-sounding corduroy pants and warm sweaters, pillowcases from seed bags, as well as quilts and blankets made from sheep wool she accessed from Rehoboth farms. Our clothes were always hand-washed and dried on the line. Winter sometimes proved this to be a difficult task, for she would be seen leaning out a third-floor bedroom window, pinning clothes in the freezing temperatures, only later to have to crush these frozen clothes and enable them back into the window space. The heat for these upstairs bedrooms was provided in the form of heated flat irons, which she had wrapped in towels for our beds before sleep. When she wasn't cooking or cleaning or doing other house chores, she was off visiting friends. Because I was the youngest, I always tagged along. Although these frequent treks often covered great distances, most of which we covered, in her words, shanks mare, which means in Irish, on foot, I never minded, for she was a tireless adventurer, constantly seeking out new friends wherever we happened to find ourselves. Looking back, I relish those precious memories. Her excursions seemed to continue throughout her life. As I remember those earlier years, as she had held me by the hand in our travels to friends and neighbors' homes and to downtown department stores, it seemed time quietly slipped into a later period when I was chauffeuring her with the same energy and enthusiasm as in her earlier years. My mother was small and sprightly, with shorn white hair, most often hidden under a kerchief, except for a shock which peeked out above her forehead. She moved about quickly, always in high heels. Her face, adorned with amber-rimmed glasses, was weathered and yet soft, tinted by sun and wind, finely boned, and wearing a soft, pleasant smile, which always elicited a return smile from anyone who encountered her gaze. She spoke with a lilting Irish brogue, which endeared her to all who knew her. Most importantly, her goodness was her outstanding quality. Her heart was always filled with an all-encompassing love, a love for family, love for close friends, and love for the downtrodden. She was continually making plans for everyone else's future, sometimes to the distress of my father, for often these plans required some kind of change, but change always for the betterment of our family. She was a person of deep, abiding faith to God and to the church. That faith and devotion was always evident in her daily encounters. She embraced her role as wife and mother with a joy that extended to every member of our family. Katherine Josephine Reilly was a woman of great vision, and vision necessitates the virtue of provision, and virtue which she was well acquainted with from a very early age. Through her grit and determination, she became a self-reliant person who throughout her life sowed seeds which determined her own destiny and left behind a harvest which became our family's legacy. Thank you.